Good afternoon and welcome back. We are finally here, back again, live or semi-live with you. Yeah, we used the recording for the past 2 weeks because of things that were going on and confusion, general confusion. Not general quarters, general confusion, which is pretty much comes down to the same thing. But we are here today, finally, and we do have some major thing to discuss, but the first thing I wanted to discuss was Barbara's situation.
Yeah.
We are back, but not Barbara. And you know that we have been talking to you for weeks now, how much she was having problems and things were not working out for her and she needed donation and she didn't get any. And her situation is difficult. She's got serious problems that need to be taken care of. I don't know how, what's going to happen. I don't know how many people and who is helping her. I don't know. And it doesn't look good because we haven't even, she's not only able to be on the show, we haven't been able to communicate. We are hoping that the solution she has in mind is going to work out, and we are hoping to have her back in December. But at this point, we don't know. We have no idea what's next, which is what's new. That has been in our lives for quite a while. So never knowing what's going to happen next. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We are missing her already. We haven't had a live show for 2 weeks, but we're still missing her. And I don't know. The upsetting things is that we don't know what's going to happen. If she is going to be able to be back, it's questionable.
Barbara Hartwell versus CIA.blogspot.com. That's Barbara Hartwell. Just run it all together. Barbara Hartwell vs. CIA.blogspot.com. And her address is Barbara Hartwell Legal Defense and Research Trust, P.O. Box 22, Old Orchard Beach, Maine, 04064.
It's on the website, too.
Yeah, it's on our website.
So you can send, please send her donation. She needs, I never got any donation with all the...
and we really don't know where she is. She may be at her house. She said she was, about to lose it. So I don't know if she's lost her house. Can't seem to get through to her on the phone.
Yeah, I don't know where is she going to be on Thanksgiving. So please think of her and think of the problem she has. She doesn't really have much to be thankful. All of us have very little to be thankful except for the fact that we are alive. Not that we are well, we're just alive. So that's pretty depressing. Okay, that's time for the station identification, and then we go on with the events of this week.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're listening to The Medical Conspiracy on OrionTalkRadio.com and Micro1650.com out of Tonawanda, New York. You may be listening on Spreaker.com, or TalkSuperstation.com, Shoutcast.com. You might be listening on the TuneIn app. And this is where I usually say, as always, with us is Barbara Hartwell, but she's not with us today, unfortunately. And but do check out her website. And there's nothing new on her website, actually. I noticed that, too, so it's not a good sign.
Yeah, because she always writes some.
Yeah, Barbara Hartwell versus CIA.blogspot.com.
Okay. So that's the side of the problem. Beside all the problems that we already had, all of us. Now, beside those, one additional one, that our friend is not here, can't be here. I hope that will change in December, but who knows? She can't even get help from family. It's just disgusting. Okay. Not okay, but let's proceed.
No, that's not okay.
No, let's proceed to the next. And based on the current event connected with affordable care, I want to point out something. One of the major problems, of course, as I always said in this country, and the problem with the medical is that most people view the man or woman with the white coat as salvation. Yeah, That's what they view them as, lifesaver, they're a great friend, they're great help, and there's somebody to look up because they know, they are knowledgeable, they know, and they can help people. Malarkey big time. But
they're complicit. They're complicit in the redistribution of wealth in this country, and we know how everybody hates redistribution of wealth, right? But they are major players in the redistribution, the upward major redistribution of wealth.
Sucking up upward, okay, like a vacuum, upward. So that's not really a redistribution. That's just the hogging. But anyway, and you know how people are delusional about the medical establishment and about the doctors. Well, and that is really a sign of being naive. Okay, well, guess what? That is not limited to the everyday people that look up at doctors. Apparently, the government is just as delusional, if not completely stupid, because I have read somewhere that the number of the affordable care, people joining the affordable care,
it's pretty piss poor.
You're right. Oh, they said disappointing. Yeah. Gee, and you're wondering about it? And couldn't you predict it that that's what would happen?
And the lady's face on the website, turns out she was South American stock photo model, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't even American.
Oh, so it's all phony. Okay, so there is big disappointment. And is that a surprise? First of all, from the beginning. But then on top of that, the fact that they couldn't even navigate properly the website. The software was pathetic, done by incompetent people. And then the prices, I mean, in some cases, are 3 times what people were already paying and complaining about it. It's so expensive. Oh, but you have the advantage that you cannot be turned down. I believe that thing was enacted a couple of years ago already. So maybe a year. I think it was 2 years, but maybe it's a year. I can't remember because of all the things that have happened in the past few months and 2 years, a year and a half. I can't remember details of that kind. But is that surprising that people didn't apply to the affordable care? Gee, what kind of an idiot even makes that statement? Oh, they were disappointing numbers. Gee, what were you hoping, that people will be that stupid to accept anything you try to hand them down? Come on, get out of town. That's not going to happen. And the could happen doesn't apply. People are not that stupid. Oh, but get this. Another thing about the affordable care was discussed this week. And what it is that the co-founder of a physician organization that has strongly supported the Affordable Care Act. So this guy with others created a physicians organization that specifically to support the ACA. Okay? This individual was nominated for Surgeon General. Okay? So what's your conclusion of that? Because we had a temporary Surgeon General, by the way, with the name like Boris. Okay, and where is Natasha?
Where is Moose?
Right, well, that where is Moose to save the day. Okay, but this Boris was a temporary... was a temporary Surgeon General. And it was filling in after Regina Benjamin had resigned in July. And you know, when you have those high-profile position, what it means when they resigned. Okay? It means they were fired, and to save face, they allow them to resign. Forced resignations. Okay? Well, anyway. So Boris took over for Regina, not Natasha, for Regina. And then, now we are going to have an actual Surgeon General who was somebody that pushed the Affordable Care. So, what is this? What does that mean? Racketeering? Payback for favor received? See how crooked the whole system is? Oh, this person did something to help a failure like the Affordable Care Act, but it was helping and pushing it, so it has to be rewarded. And probably the agreement was there before he even did anything to support the ACA. So then he, even though the ACA is a failure, he got his prize, his gift promised. Okay? And at that point, you realize you cannot trust anybody. You cannot trust anything that is being said in the medical establishment. Nothing is the truth. Nothing is what it seems. There is always a second reason for doing everything or saying everything. And now there is another thing coming up. You have heard for a long time about the statin drugs to help lower cholesterol are an extremely dangerous thing. Can destroy your liver. Not only that, they apparently destroy muscle function in a serious manner, and both of those side effects can lead to death. We are talking about not natural death that will occur due to advanced age, just accelerated death. Death that, physically speaking, should not have happened had the person not taken the wrong compounds. Okay? So that's what the statin drugs do, and the talk about those has been around forever. Besides, when you listen to the commercial, you can hear the blah, 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 warning after
30 minutes of commercial and a minute and a half of disclaimer.
If that much.
I mean, 30 seconds of commercial and a minute and a half of disclaimer.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous, the disclaimer, but they say them really fast. Okay, that's about the statin drug. But
antidepressants that have side effects like suicidal thoughts and impotence and depression.
Okay,
why is depression a side effect of an antidepressant?
Yeah,
as Captain Picard said on Facebook.
It's a side effect, you know. I mean, okay, this one is anti-cholesterol. So supposedly you can lower your level of cholesterol, but you can die anyway with liver problems and muscle problems. You can function. Okay, but it is a great thing. And they have this, get this. This article came up, and that was on Medscape, so you have to be in the medical profession to get into the Medscape thing. And so this is discussed in their circle, okay, inner circle discussing this thing. And the subject is, forget about calculating the level of bad cholesterol. People have been doing that in the medical profession. Keep calculating the level and what's the condition of the patient of bad cholesterol. Don't do that. Don't do that anymore. Just give them statin drugs. Because if you do, it's so real that anybody would even say this, but listen, okay, because if you do the calculation of the bad cholesterol, then you might be prone to give other medication to the patient just to help lower the cholesterol level. And that is not a good thing. Don't give him any other medication. Don't do that. Just give him statin drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad, I was telling you this before we started. I went and saw my dad the other day, and we were talking about some doctor that was trying to get him on statins, and he said, I've got the perfect statin, Boone's Farm Sangria. Drink a glass a day for about, he said he drank a glass, he told me anyway, he said he drank a glass a day for, I think he said 3 months, maybe even less, maybe even a month, I forget.
Well, let's give it 3 months, okay?
And he said, this was back when my mom was still alive, she died in 2010, but he said that she also did it when he started. She started, and their both cholesterol was in the 800, 900 range, and it went down to 300 within 3 months. Drinking sangria every day.
Okay. See?
Not getting drunk on sangria. I mean, a glass a day.
Well, in your father's case, he might have had more than one, and he just said it was one. But
Sorry, Dad.
But it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Dad, if you're listening.
But so what? Okay, see, it does not matter. Wine, he likes sangria. He could have gotten the same results with another wine. I mean, it doesn't have to be sangria, but I think the sangria tastes better. I prefer sweet wines, so. But then, it's a sweet wine, it has sugar, so that's bad for you. Obviously, it's not. Okay? And other people say that they can get their cholesterol down with oatmeal. Personally, I think sangria is more fun than oatmeal, but, whichever, without side effects, it's good.
Makes me think of the diabetes man. Wilford Brimley.
Yeah, but
he had a big bowl of, he used to advertise some kind of cereal. And it was,
really?
It was one of them oatmeal cereals. And he always
really?
said it's the right thing to do. And basically he's making all kinds of sideways comments indicating constipation and regular elimination. Are you suffering from irregularity? I remember as a little kid, I used to think, what irregularity? Well, I feel irregular a lot of the time. What does that mean? People were so vague back in the day, with the commercials, with the little maxi pads and the blue liquid, and the diaper commercials with the little blue liquid in the eyedropper. It's not blue. Anyway, sorry.
I know, but now they're so gross with the commercial that it's revolting. But anyway, what I am saying is that there are different things that can resolve the problem of the high cholesterol. Now, the statin drugs. Oh, but the statin drugs are so great because they work. People dancing around and saying they're so great. Yes, and forget the side effects. They don't matter. But in this article, it's saying basically, don't worry about the high cholesterol. Statin will take care of. Stop measuring still, because if you measure, you might be likely to give him other medication and just give him statin drugs. Okay, and who's paying for that statement?
The Susan G. Komen Foundation.
No. What is the
No,
maker? What's the maker? Oh, Crestor, the major statin. Lipitor, and what's the maker? I can't remember. But it's a huge drug companies. And see, they're paying this doctor to make this ridiculous statement. And if that were not enough, there is another statement that says that women, why women? Does that mean they're doing it to men already and now they want to have women joining? They have to have a baseline of statin drugs for prevention.
Sure.
Not because they have anything, not because they have high cholesterol, but just to make sure they don't get heart problems, so give them statin drugs as preventive, like chop off their breast as preventive.
I drink snake venom every day, just in case I get bit.
Well, you know what?
Oh, well.
That's what they used to do in the old days, the Rasputin thing. Taking a little bit of poison every day so you get used to the poison, and so if they try to kill you by poisoning you, you survive.
Right.
And then they claim that they actually were able to kill him. Yes, not with poison. He was shot in the head. So, but anyway, that might work with poison, but it's seriously doubt that it works with statin drugs. And they want to give it to women for prevention. Okay? And they say about, although the testing in the clinical trial evidence is not really convincing, is not definite, we still should do that. Okay? You should do that. Give them drugs, whether they need it or not, for prevention, even though those drugs can kill them. What kind of logic is that? And what kind of protection of the public is that? And people are buying these things. They are believing it. And some people are actually following. Oh, yeah, statin drugs are great. I don't know if all this pressure, all these comments, and all these commercials are done because the people are not buying it. I don't know. But you have heard it. Use sangria.
I don't know. That's what he said, though.
Right. And if that doesn't work, use CoQ10. That will do it. Maybe both. Sangria and CoQ10. Drink sangria when you take down, instead of drinking water, drink sangria while taking down Q10. I mean, come on, guys. Oh, okay. We're getting right to the end of the show, but I want to get some more update on FDA misbehavior, and we're going to do that in the next segment. And then we might discuss something that will prompt an award. Yeah.
An award?
Huh. Yeah, we're going to do that, awards today.
Uh-oh.
You know, we haven't done it in a long time.
Black helicopters flying overhead.
Because we're giving awards?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we got to go.
I think the music is starting.
Free speech guaranteed. You're listening to the Orion Talk Radio Network.
At Orion News Talk, we know times are bad. Ever since 9/11, a battle has been waging against we the people. Our Constitution is under attack. A clandestine war has been launched against this country and the world. The Federal Reserve Cartel has bankrupted our nation and destroyed our economy. Our executive, legislative, and judicial branches have been turned against us. But the Declaration of Independence gives us the right to alter and abolish bad government. Our leaders and our law enforcement are supposed to uphold and protect our Constitution and to fight all enemies, foreign and domestic. They're not. So we ask you to join us to accept that vow. As we stand together against the New World Order, we will not allow our country and our freedom to be taken. And to the powers that be, we say this: we will win this fight. We will defeat you. So keep listening and tell a friend, because this battle is far from over. Orion News Talk, news and views beyond the mainstream media.
Don't miss the Medical Conspiracy, hosted by me, Dr. Carpenter, every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Orion Talk Radio. Okay, we're back from the break. And as I said before, I have more things to expose FDA for their disgusting behavior. Now, I have read an article just a few days ago, and I cannot remember, unfortunately, the name of the company that was raided. And the change in behavior is that it was not raided by the FDA, but it was raided by the marshal in town. And I believe, can't remember the name of the company, but I believe it was in North Carolina. They were raided by the police force. So now FDA is trying to hide behind the police so they wouldn't get all the flack they got in the past. But they're still doing the dirty job. And guess this, they said that the product that this company was selling was dietary supplement, by the way, the usual thing that gets targeted. And they said that it could cause problem. And of course, instead of suggesting, as usual, to have warning labels, no, you take them off the market. Not only that, the police, they seize all the stock the company had.
Nice.
No, not only that, they also seize the basic component in stock to produce this supplement. Okay?
Damn.
So basically, this is a small company, and the total value of the stock and supply taken was $2.2 million. Now that, to a drug company, is nothing, a large drug company. But a small company, that's a killer.
Yeah, and if it was a large drug company, it would have gotten by with a warning label, too.
And that's what I am trying to discuss. While this happened, it was presented a few days ago. I think it happened last week, but it was discussed 2 weeks ago about this company that makes dietary supplement. $2.2 million can totally break the company, okay? Like stealing from the safe, the operating capital of a certain Liz Mating. Okay, and the equipment used to make a living. Okay, well...
Adulterated medical devices being held for resale in interstate commerce.
Right. And adulterated drugs.
Yeah, adulterated drugs. Saline solution.
Saline solution in black walnut extract and glucose. Gee, those are dangerous drugs. Okay, well, the other discussion is that there is an agent, actually a couple of agents, used, not individual, compounds, drugs, used to stress test to determine cardiac nuclear stress test. So that means there is a testing they do and involve nuclear compounds, and it is done to determine if a person has cardiac problem. Okay, and the agent that is using this, one is called, the generic name is regadenoson. Regan? No, it's not Reagan, it's Reagan. I was kidding you. It's regadenoson, but it's pretty close. And the other one is adenosine. Okay, those agents using the stress test have shown rare, of course it's always rare, but serious risk of heart attack and death. Okay, so you are having a person that might or might not have a cardiac problem. The doctor is trying to determine if that person actually has a cardiac problem. Do they or do they not? And what do? They do a stress test that involves nuclear agents. Okay, so right there makes it dangerous. Not only that, the agent that they use, I guess, it's like, the testing they use, a stain, an accelerator, and an answer, That one, the compound using that test, that is not a medication, is just a test to find out if the person has a problem. That can actually cause a heart attack and death. For a test, that's not an acceptable risk. But wait, it's FDA to the rescue. And what is the...
Sorry.
That's good. We should have played the music. And what is the solution of FDA? Raid the company, shut them down, penalize them.
Go into a back room and make a deal.
Well, warning label. See? There's a warning label. You have a warning label, the heart attacks are not going to happen, right? A warning label, what is that going to do? Because they get money under the table, and there is a big pharma involved, so they're not going to raid anything. They're not going to have anybody. They're not going to pull it off the market. They're not going to do anything. Just ask the company to put a warning label, and then everything is going to be okay. And then FDA is going to continue investigating. With the warning label, it's going to continue investigating, and is asking people that have complained to write or call FDA about it. Okay?
Make a really expensive commercial with all the benefits in 30 seconds, and then about a minute and a half of picnic scenes where people are throwing frisbees and playing with the dog while the guy talks a mile a minute about all the bad things that can happen.
But the reality is that people are not paying attention to the commercial. They don't care about the commercial. They think they're gross. They think it's something that should not be there. And they listen to their doctor. See, the white coat syndrome. Delusional. They listen to the doctor. This doctor said this is okay for me.
You know, I was watching. I guess I guess I keep coming back to Dad because I just saw him. You know, I was watching TV with Dad the other day, and I forget what channel the TV was on, but in a single commercial break, okay, the commercial was alternating between drug commercials, just like the one I just mentioned. You know, with the little short motivational, hey, this can really help you, followed by an even longer scene of life, you know, beautiful life. Life can be wonderful while the guy underneath is talking about all this horrible stuff that can happen. And followed by a commercial for some law firm, have you taken this? Join us in our class action lawsuit. Have you taken this and experienced this? You could be eligible for lots of money. Call the blah, blah law firm. And, you know, but that's what all the commercials were during that break, alternating between, here, sue us for this bad drug combined with the drug commercial. I mean,
I just don't understand people, and how can they buy that? I just don't know. How can they accept anything that a physician say, being aware of the damage that any drug, and this is not just cancer drugs, all the drugs out there have horrible side effects. All the drugs out there are causing serious problems on the people's health. They should, this person is doing great. By the way, have you followed Robin Roberts?
I haven't seen anything about it.
Right, and I don't either, but and what show is she? Good Morning America or what? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I know it was some show I never watched, so that's why I only heard about it when she started getting in cancer news. You know.
Okay, but I was switching channel, and for some reason, the stupid remote I have, it doesn't respond to the number I press. So I was trying to get to the Weather Channel, and I got all sorts of different channels, and one of them was Robin Roberts that was interviewing an actor who happens to be the younger brother of the guy that played Thor, the God of Thunder. And he's really as good looking as his older brother, but it's not
every time the Thor movie comes up, every female that talks about it, he's so good looking. Yeah, I guess he's a good-looking guy. He is, yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Great-looking is more in character because it's not only the face is really cute, and his brother has the same face, but he's not built like Thor. So, I mean, he's a great-looking guy. I don't know anything else about the guy. I don't know what kind of person it is.
How can you compare him to Thor? Did you know Thor? I mean, the original Thor.
Yeah, but every time Thor was a god, so it's not a person, ordinary person, and every representation of Thor is blonde, of course, being Viking, and being muscle-bound.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wasn't he like a Nephilim almost? You know, like a giant. Wasn't he like 10 feet tall or more? Like just tower over most people.
It could be because gods had all these unusual characteristics. Well, you can't find somebody that is good-looking, 10 feet tall, blonde, and full of muscle. You can't find one, so you have to settle for whatever. And that's a pretty good settling, in my opinion. But anyway, and his younger brother is really cute. He's not blonde, but he's cute.
I used to have long blonde hair.
Yeah.
Back when I had hair, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because when you were in the Navy, you still had hair, but it couldn't be long.
No, I'm talking about high school.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway. Yeah, but Thor is cute.
Hey, I used to be good looking. We don't get ugly till we get
That's
old.
a matter of opinion. But anyway. Okay, let's go on with this. But what I am saying is the issue here was Robin Roberts. This woman is a skeleton. She was sitting, so you can't really tell that she doesn't have any energy. Just looking at her, you know, the woman doesn't have any energy. I think they did something to fill up her face because a few months ago, her face didn't look, this looks better, but that's not normal feeling. That's just, you know, collagen feeling. Yeah. But you can see, and the woman sitting down is hardly moving, you know she doesn't have any energy. It's just pathetic. And that is because she was cured of breast cancer years ago. She was cured of breast cancer. The breast cancer was gone. That's why she developed pre-lymphoma. And it must have been not much pre because of the outrageous treatment they gave her, you know, the blood marrow transplant. So it must not have been that pre-lymphoma. But anyway, that's what medicine is doing, ruining people's life, and you're not going to know what the extent of the damage, because usually the damage doesn't show up, like for the breast cancer treatment, didn't show up after 5 years. You don't know when, beside the suffering she went through, you don't know when the damage after this treatment is going to show up. And keep in mind that everything they do shorten their full lives, what was their full natural lives. It shortens them. Life.
No, it was the cancer.
Oh, yeah. Well, but she was cured of breast cancer. And now she's cured of leukemia. So if she dies earlier, well, that was how do you know that was not her life expectancy?
Oh, she would have died sooner if not for the drugs.
Right. That's the statement. She would have died sooner. But I just cannot see people following the suggestion of the doctors about what to do for breast cancer, what to do for leukemia. I cannot see them following the suggestion when they have that example. And nobody talked about the hell she went through for the leukemia treatment, the bone marrow transplant. It's horrible. Only few people posted on the web that they went to that, and it was a nightmare. Nobody's discussing that because it's not convenient. And FDA doesn't want the word to spread. People go through it, and they're hanging on, hoping to survive, and a lot don't. And that's it. The word doesn't come out. But that's okay, because some might survive. But using a laser and a color to stain the cancer, that is terribly dangerous, because people will survive, will be able to work, and go on with their life like nothing ever happened.
And pharma can't take the credit. See, that ain't right.
Right, that's really bad. So they had to put a stop to it. See? That is really bad, yes. But for whom? Certainly not the patient. It's bad for big pharma. That's why FDA is nothing more than the patsy of drug companies. They are paid by drug companies to maintain the status quo in medicine.
But big pharma is synonymous with national security, because they're the single biggest, well, one of the single biggest money powers of the country, economic powers of the country.
Which one is the next one?
Well, I don't know. I would say pharma has to be up there. I would say probably defense contractors are probably doing better than any other sector of the economy right now. But
yeah, but the defense contractor, it depends on who's in office. It fluctuates a lot. I worked in the defense industry, and it fluctuates a lot depending on who is in the White House.
Petroleum industry probably be in there. Have to be.
Yeah. But, maybe the petroleum industry is bigger than the pharma, but I don't know.
The energy companies in general, you know.
And by the way,
gas, electric, all that.
The insurance companies are up there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Not the biggest, that's definitely out there. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I'm one of these people that never have liked insurance. I always thought all along it's just it's a mafia middleman, demanding protection money, basically, and thought of it as a scam. Well, something happened yesterday that I actually kind of thought, wow, I guess it's a good thing I have full coverage insurance.
What happened?
You didn't hear? I guess maybe Wendy didn't tell you. I took a little trip. I had some vacation days at work, and I took a little trip to Arkansas to see my dad. And
your dad?
Well, about an hour out of Tulsa, I was probably just within a quarter mile of the Arkansas River Bridge, close to Muskogee, and started hearing this little rattle in the car, and it was really gradual. It just amplified gradually, and then it got to the point of, and that was it. I knew it. I lost a tire, and no jack, no spare.
And how did you lose the tire?
Huh?
And how did you lose it? Was it damaged?
It was the car had been pulling to the left for a long time, and I probably needed an alignment job. But I think what happened was the belts had separated, because it didn't actually puncture. It just, the separation was, the whole circumference. It was toast. The tire was completely toast, and so I had to call an insurance company that's whose mascot is a lizard. No, a gecko with a Cockney accent. Yeah, but they came and they got me a tow, and I was able to get to the closest major monolithic corporation that everybody hates, that sells a lot of things under one big roof, and got a cheap tire put on there. Well, relatively cheap. Back on my way.
There aren't any cheap tires left. It might cost less than others, but so no, I didn't. She didn't send me any. You should have had your father come up to see you, not you go down.
Well, I know.
He has a lot more days available free than you do.
I'm just glad he's doing better. Well,
the sangria will do it, right?
We lost both of my grandparents on his side over the summer.
Yes, but what
he was. I'm just no. All I'm saying is he was looking really bad. He was wasted away. He's gained at least 20 pounds since I saw him in the summer.
But your grandparents, when they were old,
yeah,
they're talking 90s. So, it's to be expected. Any day is a gift at that.
Well, yeah, they lived a good long life, and they had an interesting life too. My grandfather met Arnold Palmer. He met Howard Hughes. He met a lot of, famous.
Wasn't he a gambler though?
Yeah, and that's kind of how it came about.
Yeah.
The horse racing friendships and stuff like that were made. He was a big horse racing fan, but
lived near Hot Springs, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you still have your mic? Are you still using the same mic?
Yeah, I didn't change anything. I just moved my face.
Your sound quality just kind of. I don't know.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, that's better. That's definitely better.
Okay, because I was just moving my head.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, a lot of people, just like Clinton's mother, she lived in Hot Springs because she liked to go to the... That's in Hot Springs, right?
Oh, something is messing with your signal.
Really? I don't think.
Yeah, you.
And now I have my... No, I haven't touched anything.
I don't think it's you.
It's just that kind of, when you're on a cell phone and you have a bad, you know what? We're fixing to run out of time. We got to go to the news break, and we'll be right back.